Hello, I'm Stephen Jepson from Never Leave the Playground. That's neverleavetheplayground.com. And now I'm going to tell you about how I use a diary or a journal, and it has turned out to be quite a wonderful thing, a very rewarding thing for me. And I'm going to share some things that I keep in my journal that might make it easy for you to do the same, and maybe it'll add to the quality of your life the way it's added to the quality of mine. First of all, this is all of the books I use are this particular journal right here. It's you can see it's 1991, and this is the first one. I thought I had a 1990, but this appears to be the first one. But before that, I kept a journal too, but not as regular. And when I first started these, I didn't write in them very much. I didn't write very much in them. So this is an early one. And then after doing it, I began to keep them in a pouch like this. You can see I've got Stephen Jepson's journal. That way, if you leave it someplace, once I left a journal on an airplane flying down to the Caribbean, and I left it on the airplane, and the airplane flew it back and delivered it, hand delivered it to me where I was staying. Anyway, inside here, I have a same exact book, but I have specialized it. I have specialized it to. This is back when I was competing in swimming. This is 2008 with pictures there. And here you can see I have a stamp on it. I put stamps when I go to a foreign country and they have beautiful stamps. I put stamps in it. And now I'm going to share some of the things that I put in the journal. For instance, in the very beginning of every one of these books is a 2008 or the particular year, and this one is 2008, a calendar, so that you can mark the things that you do in that particular year on the calendar. Keep track of that. These books are at a glance standard diary. It's also a 389, I guess 389 down here. You can see that. But you can buy these lots of places. Almost all stationery stores or office supply stores have this. And I put these photographs in the front of this. I specialize this by doing this to it. Now, in here, some of the things that I put in here are, for instance, this particular year I was in New Zealand. I put some of the money from New Zealand in there. And in the very beginning, in the address part, I make a list of everything that I hope to accomplish that year or hope to do that year. For instance, 8 hacky sacks in foot catcher can. That's a particular exercise that I do, or a particular playing that I do. Practice balancing 2 times a week. Walk 500 miles. Throw 10 balls in a row in a can. Tightrope walk across and back. Unicycle 200 yards. Exercise 3 times a week, loose rope walking, 100 push-ups in one day, on and on and on. I'll be 74 my next birthday, so that would be pretty good. Rollerblade, then I go to the next page, rollerblade 21 miles. Going through the journal, I will keep track of, at the top of each day, for instance, Saturday, the 5th of January, sunny, and I wrote beautiful day. Anyway, and I have all different colored pens. And whenever it's a new day, I use a different color. Whenever I write in it for the first time after 24 hours, I change colors of the pen. And if I haven't written for a couple of days and it's all in the same color, I know that I wrote it all at the same time. I also keep track in here what I eat, photographs. Sometimes I'll run across photographs from earlier times in my life. Here's a stamp from New Zealand that I put on here when I was in New Zealand. Here's a photograph, for instance, of my mother and my father when I was about 2 years old that I found. I put it in the journal. It doesn't have anything to do with this year, this particular year, but it was just something interesting. And here's a photograph of something when I was in Mexico, an oven that they cook things in. So I keep track of who I talk to in a particular day, what I think about. If I see a movie, I used to go to the opera and I would write in there and have my opera tickets. And that's what I do. the various places, pictures of friends. Here is the Te Papa Museum in New Zealand, which is free, a wonderful place. We spent an entire day there. All different kinds of things. Here's a list of survival, what to have in a survival kit. Keep that in there. On and on. Here's a picture of me when I was competing this particular year in swimming, and on this particular day I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 8 gold medals. I won 8 gold medals in one day swimming, and I keep things like that in there. So, and this pouch, it's got a place to keep my pens and everything. And here's a real recent one. I believe this one's from last year. I found this particular pouch in, once again, I had somebody embroider on this, but I found this in Guatemala. When I was in Guatemala, this particular pouch, and it was hanging on a rack, and it was exactly, when I saw it, I thought, my journal will fit in that. So here is last year's, 2014. Here's my 2014 journal. And once again, I personalize these and specialize these with pictures from my life and my family. And on this, I went through and counted. There are 71 different people on the photographs on these. I put them on both the front and the back. And it is, once again, it's just this book. But at this time in my life, 25 years later, I chose to put all these pictures on it. Now, in this book, I have got, at the top of each day, I write what the day was, what I had for breakfast, and what I did in each day, what I think about, who I see, keep track of things like that. Here's my son and my brother, a picture from this particular year. And here is, I was out in New Mexico, and my sister's grandchildren are climbers, wall climbers and rock climbers, bouldering and so forth. And here's their gym. And it just turns out that the little girl's picture, my sister's grandchild, was pictured there. Here's from last year. I was in Acadia National Park. There's the mirror hanger from Acadia National Park. And just all kinds of different things. What I think about, what I enjoy on a particular day. If I'm working on a problem, I make drawings in here. Lots and lots of different things. I put, people are saying nice things about me on the internet now, and sometimes I'll put those comments in here. Pictures from my past, pictures from, here's a famous person. This is Dr. Joan Vernikos. This lady, she rehabilitated the astronauts when they came back from space. And I visited her last summer. Here's a picture of me at a museum that I went to last summer. This is in Pennsylvania. Let's see, and here's a La Traviata. There's an opera ticket, that sort of thing. And in this particular pouch is even better than the other one because I carry lots and lots and lots of pens with me so that I can make drawings. I'm a designer and so forth. Anyway, I would encourage you to keep a diary or keep a journal, and you can do whatever you want with it. You can put whatever kind of information that you want in it, but now you got some ideas. Because of what I have suggested, it might make it easier for you to do it. This is Stephen Jepson. I'm Stephen Jepson from Never Leave the Playground, the Balance Guy, and I really encourage you to keep a diary or a journal. It will make your life richer and fuller, I think, to do that.